to Rockin' Kentucky Blue, the podcast where we are serious about our cats. Join two card-carrying Blue Rockin' members of the Big Blue Nation as they keep you up to date on the latest happenings of the University of Kentucky Wildcats. Here are your hosts, one calm member of the sports media, Michelle Mamba Brown, and one crazy fan, Jay Hayes.
Welcome to Rockin' Kentucky Blue. Hopefully a full episode this week since our master of technology.
What? No, that's on you.
No, it's not on me.
That's on your internet.
Me dropping off should not stop recording you.
I don't know what happened.
Well then it's not my fault.
It affected all the way here.
No, you're just not that.
I'm not going to disagree with that because I'm a podcaster, not really. I'm still learning like the live streaming and stuff. So yeah, I panicked.
You're the host.
You're the host, right.
So therefore, it should not have mattered if I dropped off or not. Yeah. Everything is local on your stuff.
But did you hear the episode?
Yeah, I heard how it ended after 35 minutes, and then you're like,
well, how great was it though? I mean, it was still
my greatest stuff was after you lost the recording again. Like episode 1, hands down, our best episode ever. It was, there just aren't even words to describe how perfect. The timing was perfect. The topics were perfect. The information was on point. No stutters, no stammers, no lapses in the energy was like up to here.
Yeah.
And nobody ever gets to hear the episode because Jay lost it.
Yeah, but we forever have this story of the lost episode. So
I would like the story much better where it was found. That would be a great story.
Maybe one of these days. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You never know. I could be putting together a blooper reel.
Now we got enough real episodes for that.
Because I think I have some things going.
We had no.
You
bloopers.
Might want to edit that out.
We were so good that we didn't have bloopers from the first episode.
We did. Yeah, we've done pretty decent. Now this whole live streaming it. It's takes a little bit to get used to this, and I'm still learning the live streaming. We should actually put this on Spaces. But it's new, and I was kind of, didn't want to lose another episode. So,
well, see, and that makes I can't help but wonder how you would lose the whole episode if you're broadcasting audio. It makes no sense.
Yeah, it happens. Believe it or not, it happens. And I actually didn't lose the audio that we did. It. For some reason, after you cut out, it just didn't record. There was just a straight line, no audio waves. It was just like it recorded, but it didn't record anything. So I don't know what happened there. But
well, it's suspected I was gone and all intelligent discussion had ceased to occur at that point.
that could be it. That could be it. Oh no,
I guess you just take it on the chin, don't you?
You take it on the chin and move along.
How many times are we going to say take it on the chin in the next few years, I wonder?
Right. Did you hear the story of how he got the name? I do have that soundbite.
Oh, you got to play that.
Yes. So if you want to jump on into that, because it's funny. Evidently, he's told the story before, and I apologize up front for the lousy sound of whoever recorded it there at University of Kentucky, but the audio is not great. But
they're not a sound whore.
But Chin Coleman, episode 65. Take it on the chin.
I've told this story so many times, but I'm going to give it to you. Like they say, I'm going to keep it 100 with you, John. I'm going to keep it 100, right? So, as you can see, I've had this John Leno face. I'm handsome, but it's kind of like, this John Leno deal going. Jay Leno deal going. And I've had this same Jay Leno face ever since I was a kid. So imagine being in a little small body with this Jay Leno kind of face with the chin and everything. And so kids started calling me Chin on the playgrounds and playing basketball. They started calling me Chin at that point. And it just stuck with me, and I've never been able to get rid of it. And so that's really, and it was a guy, I remember the kid, his name was James. But here's the deal. He had, when you earn a nickname in the streets and playing basketball in Chicago, on the playground in Chicago, you've arrived. Now, you earn those nicknames. You don't just get nicknames. It's like, you got to be really good in order to get a nickname. So let me tell you this kid's nickname. His name was James, but his nickname was E.T. So you can imagine what his face looked like. So we called him E.T. He called me Chin, but you can imagine what his face looked like if he was nicknamed E.T. So that's the story, and that is a 100% fact. I just kept it 100 with you.
I mean, I've listened to it 2 or 3 times. I crack up every time when he gets to the E.T. part. His nickname was E.T.
Right. You think everybody in the that little session there knew what he meant when he was saying I'm keeping it 100?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wondering.
They've been around. They have been around players enough to hear that.
Right.
That's a saying that's a saying that my daughter despises. She hates it. So anytime that she's being like snarky with me, I'll just send her that 100 emoji.
100.
Which I hate. I hate, quite frankly, but I send it to her because she hates it more.
Where I'm from, we say thou wow. Instead of saying keep it 100, we say we're going to keep it a thou wow. Yeah. So
you maybe need to go back where you came from, dude.
That's the saying. So I'm but yeah, take it on the chin. It's official.
It took them long enough to get it official.
It did.
Everybody and their second cousin twice removed knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, except for those idiots in Illinois who said we were. Well, now I can't remember the exact phrase. Poaching their assistants because Calipari forgot how to coach.
Oh yeah. That's a good one for the dumbest on Twitter this week.
But I sent you I hope you've got that handy and dandy. You need to pop that one up. What was the funniest response? Because after we get the 2 Illinois assistants and the Illinois fans are trying to act like their program is irrelevant and is therefore in some kind of comparison to UK in terms of tradition and long-standing excellence. Again, cicadas. But then we got a transfer.
Yeah.
From Iowa.
Yeah.
Who has had less success than Illinois. And they tried to compare their program with Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I believe it was Brian Eldridge. Do you have that tweet ready to share on the screen?
I wish I did, but I don't. But that was the tweet of the month in my eyes.
I will read it. I have it handy to read. Surely I could. I'd try to share the screen. I'll see if I can share the screen. We know what happened the last time. There's no audio though, so it should work. The last time I was trying to share a screen, it gave you the video and all the text.
I later found out that when you do that, there's also down to your left hand bottom, there's a little box that you have to click to also add the audio.
I clicked that.
Okay. Well, you have to do it every time because I've made.
Well, I mean, I did it because when we did a trial. I know we got together at some point because that's back when we were still experimenting with things. And that's when I made sure I could.
Right.
Oh, come on. This is ridiculous. I have it and it's not opening.
But definitely the tweet of the month.
I know get it open. I'll get to it.
There's tweets of the week, but this tweet is, I mean, I alerted some people I know that make apparel, hoodies, hats, and everything. I said I added him.
It was an awful lot to put on one shirt, Jay.
No, just the one quote.
Well, no, but what I'm saying, that one quote, if you wanted to get it in context, if you just put the last line, it makes no sense. It only makes sense if you get the whole thing, which apparently right now my computer's not going to cooperate.
Kentucky fans know what that means. That's what matters.
Now, then you have limited the scope of the impact of the shirt, and you don't want to do that. If you want somebody to print up shirts,
you got to put it all on there then, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, like, years ago, I think maybe it was back in, I want to say 2014. It was either 14 or 15. Probably was 15 when the cow got loose in downtown Lexington.
Oh, yeah.
And the chase of trying to get that cow. And I remember the tweets, and I think some of them actually made it on some t-shirts. One of them was, "Oh, it's Tyler Mooless." And there was "Go Big Moo." And but mine didn't make it on t-shirt. My submission I thought was pretty good. Willie Cauley Holstein.
Wow.
I thought that was good.
That is pretty good.
Okay, well, I'm just going to have to accept the fact when my Twitter decides that it will allow me to bring a tweet up, which it's not doing right now, and I'm not sure if it's Twitter or if it's my computer. I'm going to guess my computer because this thing is slower than sludge. We'll come back to that because that quote's going to be good at any point.
Right.
But what about Orlando Antigua? How he described Kentucky? Like, how did you convince Chin Coleman to come with you? He's like, we're not a package deal.
Right.
They approached me. Chin asked me about it. I told him, Kentucky's a whole other level. You got all the stuff here, but Kentucky, you don't understand. It is it's Camelot.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard him say that. And I also heard him say he was like, I was told it was on steroids.
Yes.
Like, it's something larger than anything. So,
and it is. And his video that he used to introduce himself to the Big Blue Nation, I don't know about you, but I was exhausted watching it. I felt like I had just done a Peloton workout or something myself.
Yeah.
We're going to win, and he was excited to be a part of the Big Blue Nation, and he knew that they had won many championships.
Yeah.
And while I'm here, we are going to win many more championships.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot of minis.
Yeah. Real likable guy. I mean, everyone seems to, been laughing with him, and he's straightforward, and that's what I like him. He's straightforward and down to earth.
Well,
and I like that. And everybody likes Coach O already. I mean,
well, I think Kyle Tucker and John Wong were just excited because they had somebody with good quotes.
Yeah.
If you're a good enough writer, you don't need the quotes. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Anybody can take the really good quotes and write with it.
Oh, yeah.
Take the mundane and make a story out of it and get back to me.
Yeah. You heard
that. Yeah, that's shady, isn't it?
No, not really.
They're both great writers, but I'm saying don't lean on good quotes to get your work done.
Right. Right.
And if you don't feel like doing the work, you can do like me and just stop doing it.
Yeah, there's that.
Well, it's a different season of life. I don't expect everybody to understand it, but
no.
I got out of it what I wanted to get out of it. And now it's I don't know, maybe a pandemic puts things in perspective. I don't know. Wait a minute. I might.
You're still trying?
Well, I had to reload everything and plus I have to go past my plumber story.
Well, let me go ahead and just get this out there. If we happen to break apart, we're going to pick back up on Twitter on Spaces. Just saying. So that's plan B in case you fall off again.
if I follow up, you can pick up all you want. I'm not falling into another social media trap thing.
Spaces,
paces, something else, faces. I don't care. Okay. Here's the whole tweet. Illinois fans, let's make a fool out of ourselves in the worst possible way by comparing our basketball program to Kentucky's. Iowa fans, hold my corn. And I like, because you get a little nuance there. Now, what Kentucky fans would understand, you got to have corn to make bourbon.
True.
So if you're going to talk about Kentucky's program and hold my corn, hand us the corn. We'll put it to much better use than you all are there.
Right. Great tweet. Great tweet.
That was
great.
That was one where I literally LOL'd.
Yeah.
Which I don't do real often. But now with Antigua, and I've seen the media types. Oh, Cal had to do this. He had to rework the whole program. He couldn't just do this or that. And so, of course, now there's people going, well, Cal didn't coach as well without Coach O there.
Right.
Well, I thought it was because Kenny Payne left.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, no matter what, Cal is just not going to get a fair shake with those people. Just not going to happen.
But there's a lot of media people now that are falling into that sinkhole.
Yeah. To me, I don't know. I don't know if I read too much into it, but let's use the word snarky, because I hear that quite a bit from some of those people. But I've seen a lot of tweets by a lot of people that were snarky, straight up, and it's funny, but but that's what they're doing. They're falling into it.
Well, all of last year, heard a lot from those same people about Kenny Payne's absence. Kenny Payne. Not one time did any of them mention Coach O.
Yeah.
Until the rumor mill starts swirling around that Coach O is likely to come back to Kentucky. Now, all of a sudden, he is the Messiah.
Yeah.
And it's his absence the last few years that was the cause of all the problems.
That's right.
Well, so if you knew this, how come you weren't tweeting about Coach O for 3 solid years?
Right. Because they don't know. But it gets the people going, really. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, but
that's what they do.
This is what's reminding me. It's like Dante Allen.
Oh,
when he didn't play, well, if he was playing, that would be the answer to all of our problems.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately it comes down to the fact they have an axe to grind with Cal. And that is that, and to an extent, I can get the frustration because you're at a press conference with Cal, you ask him a question. If it's not a topic he wants to talk about that day, he will answer your question with something that has nothing to do with your question and talk about what he wants to talk about in the first place.
Right.
He's been doing it for 10 years, people. Why can't you get a grip and understand he's not always going to talk about what you want to talk about? You ask, he doesn't answer. You ask again, he still doesn't answer. You ask the third time, he still doesn't answer.
Right.
You can get as snarky as you want, and you can do all your little anti-Cal things that you kind of frame so pretty and delicately. Like, I'm really not saying he's a piece of crap, but you are.
They are.
Everything else you write about him says he's a piece of crap and he's to blame for global warming, the price of gasoline, the coronavirus, and everybody wanting to identify with 5 different genders that don't exist.
They love to hate Cal. That's what it's about. They don't answer basketball questions in post game, but but they write plenty of
I
basketball
told you
articles.
I answered them. I just did it really quiet, like.
Right. I mean, I think, I don't know. So, he's the head coach, and maybe
They don't like to be called out knowing that they think they know better than Cal, and they hate being called out when they find out they don't.
And they don't. And Cal was kind of swaggy on that end. He says his little things as well, like, oh, well, I would ask a basketball question, but you guys don't know. I mean, that's, and he does that quite often, and that could get under some skin. I can see that. But some of the media also do that as well. So,
but that's because, and I have been there, he has asked the media basketball questions, and they do not answer.
Crickets.
Or if they do answer, it's incorrect.
Right.
So
can you blame Cal for being the way he is about
you want to tell
the media
me
that gets in there?
You want to tell me all the mistakes I made as a basketball coach, and I'm telling you,
right.
This is the X, this is the O. Now, if you do this, what happens to the guy here?
Yeah. This is where I insert crickets.
Exactly. And
yeah, and nobody answers. He said he'll say
but
something.
But you're sitting there and you're gonna like insult me,
right,
or criticize my choices when you don't know what happens. Right. I know from my experience that I do X, O happens over here unless got somebody here. He wasn't there.
Right. Yeah. And those guys get to write the stuff. So and then there's a big part of the fan base that read a lot of the stuff, and they don't know better. They think they do, but they don't, and they run with it and they get hyped up, and it is what it is. It's a never ending cycle. That's why I've ragged, not bad, but I've ragged on a lot of Kentucky media because I read a lot.
Yeah, but I tell you what, it's about time for you to start naming names instead of just lumping them all into the general Kentucky media, and then we'll know.
Okay. I'll make a list.
You should.
I will. Anytime I see some BS, I'll write their name down and call them out. Because I have no problem with that. None. So
I think you should.
I definitely will. So from now on, that's what I will do. We'll have a segment.
Cool.
We just called out this week in the Kentucky media. Because like you said, and you pointed, because I did lump them all in there, but man, there are some great Kentucky media personnel, some great ones, but there are a lot of crappy ones too as well. So I'm going to start naming names. That's for sure.
You're going to kick butt and name names.
Yeah. I'll have some sound bites.
How about naming names? So I think Bob Baffert needs to name names.
Bob Baffert?
The trainer of Medina Spirit.
Yeah. Is he the GOAT? Is Bob Baffert the GOAT?
Well, I mean, other than I cannot believe that I just went brain dead on the other guy that's been there, like the senior statesman.
Welcome to my world.
No, but man, why can't I remember? Jeez, this is embarrassing that I can't remember the other dude. But it's not like the first time he's sitting there denying that there was ever any doping with the horse. There wasn't any, and it was just, when he came back first, this was cancel culture, trying to cancel my horse.
Right.
No, there's too many people that think cancel culture, they misuse that. They mistake accountability and consequences for cancel culture. No.
Right.
This is neither. And of course, he said all that in Fox News, which, they're all about, they eat up cancel culture stuff. So, and they're good about the conspiracy theory. So they're probably the ones that keep saying that the vaccine's making people drop dead, which we know it's not. And anybody who thinks that people are dropping dead from the vaccine, I suggest going to see a mental health professional and then doing a little more research on the actual facts of the case. But Baffert did not, they suspended him because of the test results. He didn't make things better for himself when he came up with the explanation. And I'm sure you heard this.
I'm not for sure. I knew that he had a couple cases in a couple states with this.
Oh, no, the exact, he has the exact one of the things that made one of the tests show up positive was, and I don't remember who tweeted it, but they were right. Rick Pitino would have found this. I think it was Aaron Torres. Even Rick Pitino said that's bull. He said one of the groomers who had been taking a cold medication had peed in the stall. And the horse ate some of the hay that had the urine on it. Therefore, it was a false positive because of the cold medicine and the urine of the groomer. I don't know what soundbite you will insert here to go with that.
Yeah, I left it blank there.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I knew, they were talking a little bit about it in the Derby, that he had those couple of cases in, I guess, 2 different states that he was fighting legally. So,
well, the thing is, there's 2 other trainers that have had over 33 cases in the last 2 years alone.
Right.
He hasn't had any for several years. He's been clean, so to speak. And so now in the last year or so, he's picked up 2 cases. But it's not like it's anything new in horse racing. Like I said, there's one guy that's got 33 cases. I forget how many of those are pending, but I mean, they're like all recent. And then they named 2 or 3 other trainers that have 10, 15, 20 cases.
Yeah. I will say this. It goes back probably to day 1 of racing horse. I mean, it
goes back many, many, many years.
I mean, of course, not the enhancers that they have now, of course, but something.
So, and some of the things they have now or some of the things that 20 years ago were deemed illegal are actually legal now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I don't even know, but people, if you want to win a race, just don't take cold medicine. Don't let your best friend take cold medicine and pee in your house, because you might pick it up through osmosis or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's can't even get past the Derby without some kind of controversy. I kind of hated that.
Yeah.
But, it's where we are. And like I said at the beginning of the year, 2021, everybody's like, we can't get Dwayne Lucas. Sorry, when these things hit me in the head, I have to say them.
Okay. Was the other one with Bob Baffert, right? Lucas.
He's the granddaddy of them all trainers. He was the one you always saw as, that's all. Just when the names hit me, I have to tell you.
Okay.
But anyway, so we couldn't wait to get rid of 2020 because of all the bizarre stuff going on. We get 2021 rolled in, and we have the same bizarre crap going on. And I said, it was like on TV, and we're going like, previously on 2020.
Hold my corn.
Well, that didn't make sense in January.
No, but we know what it is, so it's funny as hell.
Well, the 2 of us, and we were trying to trying to appeal to a broader base here, Jay.
Right. No, but it's man.
Okay, but now to your point last week about how Hickman, there was some kind of conversation.
Yeah,
he knew what was. Well, okay. So in the meantime, Mintz says he's going. He declares for the NBA. So what? He wasn't going to have these available minutes because Mintz was going to be here, but now Mintz all of a sudden says he's going to the NBA. So That to me seemed to shoot a few holes in your little theory.
Well, let me no. Let me go ahead.
No.
Mintz is testing the waters of the NBA.
Yes, but
Mintz will be back at Kentucky.
The thing is that Mintz could get some misguided information from somebody and bolt. You have no guarantee. What I'm saying is that conversation that you kept talking about on is this big turning point. It would suggest to me there was more of a Mintz leaning to test the NBA waters, which would leave things to me, in Hickman's mind, maybe I hang out and see what he does. If your theory was correct. And it was not more
You're talking
weighted.
about the quote. You're talking about Hickman being quoted saying, yeah, I like it. And then a week later, decommit.
And he also, because it would go back again.
I mean, I gave his quote. I never disagreed with you saying that those things weren't factors. Those things were factors. I said that in the beginning of my statement. But I said
but then there was this conversation that you couldn't quote. A conversation that was had with Calipari.
I mean, I couldn't quote it word for word because I didn't have the. But I'm telling you, it was a quote that he said that he liked the 3-guard lineup.
We know that part, but you were going on insisting it was something completely different and more about the minutes weren't going to be there for him because of this and blah 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 blah.
That could have been some of it. That could have been some of it.
I'm just saying, I don't think it was.
Yeah, that could have been some of it. But I never denied that those were factors of, the homesick and Tony Barbie leaving the lead recruiter. I never said those weren't factors. So what happens when he goes to Duke? Then we could throw out the homesick. And if he doesn't go to Central Michigan, then we know it wasn't Tony Barbie.
What makes you think he's going to Duke?
No, I'm just saying.
Because Duke is in a world of hurt this year.
Hopefully.
Now, there's some of the rule changes that are stupid.
Right.
The whole 6 foul thing, especially the way, they're making it 6 fouls to be bad enough by itself. But you make it where if you have 4 fouls in one half, you're disqualified. Even if you just had 4 fouls total. If you get 4 fouls in the first half, you're out of the game.
Right. Right. What about 6 fouls, but you only get that extra in overtime?
Now, see, I could get on board with that.
Right. I
Something
like
that makes sense because you don't need more in regulation.
Right.
You just don't. But if you want to add one more foul, now I think if they've been disqualified in regulation, that's something you got to. Do they suddenly get to play again? That's a little detail they would have to iron out.
Right.
But the big proposed rule change, and I hope it happens. I hope it happens. Oh, please let it happen. This is where Duke would be in a world of hurt. Floppers, those who obviously flop in the attempt to get a charging foul called on the opposition.
Right.
Could be charged with a technical foul.
Yeah. Well, that is now, right? But now first they get a warning.
This is just flat out technical.
Okay. Because I do know, right, and they didn't really use it that much this year because there was a lot of flopping.
Well, but the whole thing, when it's a warning, it's kind of like.
Yeah, you don't hear much about it, and everybody's like, what?
But if it's a new rule, then the focus is going to come in on it.
Right.
And then it'll be like, hello.
Right.
And I think maybe because the first offense is a technical, would that not allow a video review? You can't review on a run-of-the-mill foul, regular, but you can review whether or not something's a technical.
Right. I like it.
Like I said, Duke could be in a world of hurt because we know this for a fact. Well, Louisville's not nearly as successful.
Man.
As a matter of fact, even the officials look at Louisville. They're like, really?
Right. Right.
At Duke, it's because Coach K, they'll get, but even at NCAA tournament, they have open practices for the public.
Yeah.
Coach K didn't even have, this is how arrogant the man is. He did in his open practice, finished with 20 minutes a flop coaching. No lie. This was witnessed not just by fans. There were reporters
Right.
there going like,
Right.
we were joking when we said he coached it.
Yeah.
He coaches it.
I can't believe coaches teach the flop. And there are a lot of people that say,
more than
oh, that's part of the game now. No, it's not. It's
and
not
it
part of
shouldn't
the
be.
game.
I'm sorry, you should not be rewarded for
For
doing
acting.
nothing.
Acting.
Well,
that is acting.
First off, for standing there doing nothing.
Right.
And then I don't know, I think the refs that award a charge on these flops, they should be kicked out of the game. You better have like 4 or 5 officials on standby in a Duke game as we disqualify the officials from being competent enough to call a charge.
Right.
But anyways, we got all this stuff going on. So you got will Coach O, will he get credit for any recruits that we sign from this point forward? Or how about the ones that there's been a lot of work on that are announcing very shortly?
Yeah, this weekend coming up.
Doesn't Cal get like credit for that one?
Well, Cal should be credited for it, but
he won't be.
You know, the saying will be, well, they came because of the coaches, the new coaches that we have. And so Coach O and Chin will be kind of credited for that. Oh, well, they wouldn't have came if they didn't come. And that could be. That could be very well. But
you make sure you get your little inside buddies in on it and find out, gonna have a conversation.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and then play the tape of that conversation. Or you can just do that on your other podcast.
Wow. You know, my partner likes the 6 fouls.
Yeah, well, he's not bright with that. That's not a great addition to the game. It does not solve what the problems are with the game.
Right. Right.
The problem
the game. He
he
has a good argument for his side as well.
No, he doesn't.
I've heard
his whole argument. No, he doesn't. I've heard the whole argument. It's not good.
Wow.
It's not as good as the argument against it.
Okay.
And you can look in this. I mean, and Mike DeCourcy provided some really good statistical data from this past season when you had. Everybody goes, it's because of the Gonzaga game. Well, the dude that got the 2 quick fouls ended up playing 33 minutes. So don't tell me he didn't get to play enough in the game. He spent too much time on the bench. Bull.
Right.
Bull. And bull.
Right. I'm going to have to use that as a soundbite on the other podcast.
Bull.
Yeah.
But we spent all this time on basketball, which is really not even the sport of the hour. When you look at what's going on in the happy land of football.
Yahtzees!
I mean,
yeah.
Big Dog got it going on all the time.
Yeah.
And to get this quote, he spoke at they have the Louisville Quarterback Club meeting each year. Not that that's about U of L. That's a Kentucky booster type thing. So Big Dog does his talking, and he went through a whole lot about getting Kentucky recruits. He also was like, yeah, we can get the Ohio recruits, but and we're not going to let them go too far. But he's put a new premium on in-state recruits. He said, he said, we're going to put a gate around the state, and all the top talent is going to stay in Kentucky. That's what we want to do as long as we're here. We don't want anybody else signing guys out of Kentucky.
Right.
The high school coaches in the state are producing Power 5 guys that can play in the SEC, ACC, or Big Ten. We want to keep them all.
Right. And I like that.
And he also said he wants people to think, in-state players, that if they leave, they can look back and go, God, I was stupid.
Yeah.
Why would I leave that to go somewhere else when you've got football Camelot?
Yeah. That fence around Kentucky reminded me of a joke. I heard that Kentucky got a new zoo. They put a fence around Louisville.
Oh. So I don't have a problem against the city of Louisville.
No.
But there's a lot of people that do, tell Louisville they can, they don't like to be a part of Kentucky. Well, then don't.
Right.
Louisville doesn't even carry Louisville. Okay. In terms of fan, this we got back on my, nation versus.
What they claim to be Card Nation.
Well, like I said, yeah. So does Scott County, my
Right.
high school. They call themselves Card Nation.
Right.
Maybe if you add up all of the schools that have Cardinals as their nickname, then you could have a Card Nation.
Right. Clark County Cardinals.
Well, then it wouldn't be just one team associated with Card Nation. Card Nation would, and then of course now Stanford is not Cardinals; they're the Cardinal, a singular. But you probably have to lump them in because they could be a Card Nation.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just saying. Yeah.
It'd
take a lot of them.
But we did get another Yahtzee this week. Although, we didn't have a big celebration video. And because now I can tell you 3-4 years ago, you signed a 4-star player out of Ohio. That's enough for 4 or 5 feature stories on all of the lead sports websites. And it was kind of like, Yahtzee. Next.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that a sign of how we have arrived or what?
Yeah. It is.
It boggles the mind.
It does. It does.
And the more we keep rolling in all this stuff, big dog getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And not in a bad way.
Right. Now the next step is, I think, is you got to win the East.
Well, yeah.
You
win the East, you get to the SEC championship game.
Yeah.
That's
next level.
Yeah. You get there. Yeah, everybody keeps saying, well, they just had a couple of decent years. Well, no. We've been sustained. The last year, I think, really was an anomaly. And who plays 10 SEC games and nothing else?
Right. Yeah.
Well, Bama did it. Yeah, Bama does it all the time, okay? But that would be like
Bama's Bama.
But it'd be like telling Bama basketball. You get a decent year. Let's see you get national championship there.
Right. So soon I'll be saying you'll see the tweets and the post and everything. We want Bama just to make those few mad. For some reason they get mad when you say that. They don't like that. And they're Kentucky fans, by the way. Or they say they are.
Well, what you don't need to do until you have proven you can win the East, you don't need to poke the bear of the West.
Right.
And you do that and stop it.
We want Bama.
No, you want Bama.
Right.
And I tell you what, when you're strapping up you getting the helmet strapped on and you putting on all those different things in different parts of your body, and you're going to go out there in the trenches, then you can tweet that. Yeah. Okay,
but I'm going to tweet it anyway. So,
well, there's a reason people don't like you, Jay.
I know, and I'm not going to stop.
It's like you tell me today, I'm still at the doctor's office. I'm not happy. When was the last time you were actually happy, Jay?
I'm happy every day. That's all I do is laugh. All I do, I just laugh. But
man, I'm going to
when I have an appointment at a certain time, I expect it to be at that time. Not an hour and a half later.
Don't even. First off, that's like medical 101. Second of all, you had your appointment the same dang day. How about having a sink that will not drain? So you take the snake. It won't drain. So you think, I don't want to put a lot of caustic chemicals. I can do baking soda and vinegar, and you can get most things loose with that.
Yeah.
Doesn't drain a drop. So you break down and you get the drain opener, the chemical stuff. the heavy duty gel that clings to it.
Yeah.
And you pour it down and you wait the 30 minutes and you come back in there ready to flush it out and nothing's moved.
Yeah.
At all. And you pour hot water, you go get you some boiling water, so you flush it with hot water, thinking maybe that's all at once. No, now instead of having this much water in the sink, you got this much water in the sink. So you do it again. You bail out a lot of the water and you do another treatment.
Right.
Because it says for stubborn clogs, do this twice.
Yeah.
For really stubborn clogs, use the whole bottle. All of that. That's what I did Wednesday and Thursday, and nothing.
Right.
Contacted the landlord on Friday, and I've had an ongoing toilet issue for like 8 months, which he has ignored. And I was like, fix that and my sink. Well, and he waits 6 hours to reply to me. Well, I'm out of town. We'll get somebody Monday. I can't use my bathroom sink.
Right.
My toilet will not refill after flushing. I have to get the bucket, the bucket fill. We've all been there.
Right.
I'm not doing that all weekend again. Well, I can't do anything about it. Then, maybe 4 hours later, since he's late at night on Friday, he's like, well, I found a guy and he'll be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. Guess we're not going to sleep in on Saturday, are we? We're going to be up at 9 a.m. for our plumber. And we were. And we sat there all day because you don't want to miss them in case there was a miscommunication about the time. I don't have the phone number, so I can't verify it. But by 5 p.m., I was pretty sure he wasn't showing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So landlord calls at 8:30. Well, he had to do something for his regular employer today. He forgot about that. Well, when did he call you? Oh, about 1 o'clock. Oh, well, you couldn't have called me at 1 o'clock. You wait until 10 o'clock at night to call me. But he'll be there at 8 in the morning. Well, no, he won't because I have to be at church at 8 o'clock in the morning. I won't be here. Well, when can he come? Or you just want to just wait till Monday? No. He can be here anytime after 12:45. 1 o'clock would be ideal. Well, let me check with him. And then he sends me a text. He will be there at 1. Okay. More crickets to insert here.
Yeah.
Because we already know where this is going, don't we?
Yeah.
There was no plumber at 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. Then the landlord calls again. Well, he said he was there at 3 o'clock. He was where? Well, he said he knocked on the door. I was sitting at my dining room table, which is approximately 20 feet from the door. If he knocked on my door, he did it with like this. Air knock. Oh, they're not there. Going to finish my Sunday and go on home. That's what I really think happened. So
see, me, I'm just going to call a plumber, have him come do it, and send the bill to,
Well, if it was anywhere closer to my payday and I could have handled paying the bill.
I'd just give them their number.
You're not authorized.
This is who's taking care of the bill.
I can tell you that plumbers, by and large, will not do that. Now, my HVAC guy, the landlord messed up and gave me the HVAC guy's number. If anything happens, you've got authorization to call him. But see, now I've got all new HVAC, so I don't need that number anymore. I do need to get on a good one-on-one basis with the plumbers, apparently.
Yeah.
So anyhow, he was here. No, he wasn't here. Well, I told you it'd be after 3:30, so I sent him back the text. He'll be there at 1.
Yeah.
So I said, read your text. Well, it doesn't matter. He'll be there tomorrow after 3:30, meaning today. And I'm like, okay. Fine, whatever. We try to work around because you got doctor's appointments. We want to work out a showtime.
Yeah.
But I got to be concerned about the plumber because I don't want to be recording when the plumber, if he showed up a little early.
Yeah.
So at 10:30, the plumber shows up. 5 hours early. Good thing we're not recording because if we had been recording, I couldn't have heard and seriously, my cat could knock on the door louder than this guy did.
Right.
6'2", and all you can hear is tap, tap. And only because I happened to be standing right by the door. Had I not at that moment walked by, I may have missed him.
You was at the peephole, like waiting the whole time.
Well,
Waiting
no,
for the
because
plumber to show
I
up.
wasn't expecting him 5 hours early.
Right.
I would have started peephole patrol around 3, but not at 10:30. But anyhow, he comes in.
Right.
And he said, "What's to know? Well, let's address the sink issue." And I'm like, "Well, let's do that." I woke up this morning and my sink had drained, running better than it has for a year. I mean, I'm sitting there pouring water full blast, and it's not even slow. I don't know why. It just suddenly cleared up. Apparently, it knew a plumber was going to show up today.
Yeah.
Will work. The toilet, on the other hand. Okay, well, so he fiddles around, and then it's like, well, I got to go get a new flush valve assembly. Okay. I'll be back in 10 minutes. No, wait a minute. Take 10 minutes to get to Lowe's and then back. It's just going to take time. I'll be back in 20 minutes. Hour and 5 minutes to drive less than a mile to Lowe's, get a flush assembly, and come back. The good news was he left his whole tool belt, so I knew he wasn't somewhere working on somebody else's stuff.
Right.
But my toilet works now. But you complained about an hour and a half wait for a doctor's visit, and I had to wait 3 days for a plumber.
Perspective.
There you go.
But yeah.
I know we went off the rails, but you got to have a good off the rails story. It's the off.
Yeah, of course. That's what that is funny. So everything's fixed. That's good. It sounds like maybe someone's having a clog issue somewhere else in your building.
Kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And they fixed whatever their issue was, and all of a sudden mine could run freely.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is a good thing, but and your toilet's fixed now, so that's a good thing too.
Man, this is the first time in 19 months that it's refilled in under 10 minutes. That's how bad. So I was not aware that your flush assembly or your flush valve impacted the speed that the water would come into the tank. Did you know that?
No.
Okay, well, now you know. That's valuable information. Because I'm thinking, and you're probably thinking I'm slamming my desk, and I'm not. Do you know what it is?
No.
I finally figured it out.
But I hear it.
It's not me slamming it keeps pounding my desk. I don't do that. There is a sliding tray, the keyboard tray thing. And unfortunately, when my desk was moved in here, this section of it is that much off level. So my tray comes out a lot. And sometimes I lean forward, and that's when the tray goes back in, and it makes that sound. So no, I'm not pounding my desk. Just had to clarify that one.
Okay.
I don't like.
You're still making a noise.
I don't even hear it.
That was
that's the only thing.
Yeah, it's because
no, you're saying I'm doing like this, and not that. Edit
right.
that.
That's what it sounds like, though.
But it doesn't.
It does.
That sounds like this. This sounds like this.
Same
Two different.
noise.
No, it isn't the same noise.
Yeah.
Two totally different noises. Men are just dumb. They're just dumb. Anyway, we got all this good stuff in football, but you know where I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jovon Bouknight, not real bright this weekend.
No.
And for those of you who don't know who Jovon Bouknight is, he's our wide receivers coach.
Yeah, for the University of Kentucky. And do not drink and drive. No.
Do not drink and drive, and don't carry an open container if you decide you're going to do that. And then don't go at least 26 miles an hour over the speed limit on top of it. Just don't drink and drive.
Super dangerous.
Yeah, not just for you. You're putting innocent people at risk.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they say they're dealing with it internally. I'm not sure he survives this. What do you think?
I don't think so. No, that was real reckless.
And isn't this his second offense?
I'm not for sure about that. And now, don't get me wrong. I'm not above of second chances and getting some help. And UK could do that. Get treatment. You have to take these steps in order to keep your job. I mean, that could happen, and I would be okay with that because I'm a firm believer in second chances.
I'm a firm
But
believer in second chances. However, first off, if this was a second offense, that was your second chance.
right,
Second of all, if you want to, I think you should be suspended from your job because you are in charge of young people. And yeah, you're going to do this, going to do that. No, I don't think you get to keep raking. Maybe you get a paid suspension.
right.
But I don't think that you get to be actively out there with those kids until you have demonstrated, yes, I have gotten into substance abuse. I'm taking treatment. I'm doing this. I'm going to do some communities, whatever.
Right.
Do all of these things, and then we'll let you back into your office.
Right. Because we know University of Kentucky is pretty lenient with that. I mean, they gave Rex Chapman a job with 8 felonies. So,
but he had already demonstrated he had
6 months in
through.
rehab at the time that university gave him his job.
6 months in rehab is no small.
Well, now people in rehab will tell you that it's not enough, especially for opioid addiction. It takes a very long time to deal with that situation, but people are different. And I'm not saying the point is that Kentucky does believe in second chances. So this could be, like you said, treatment and not being able to work with the kids until he does so.
And Rex Chapman was also not working with student athletes. Being part of a broadcast team is a completely different thing than being a coach that's supposed to be do what I say.
Right. Well, 8 felonies is a lot different than a DUI. That's a misdemeanor. So,
with his 8 felonies, how many of them put at risk the lives of other human beings?
I mean, true.
Going to the Apple store and stealing a couple of overpriced devices.
Right. Well, that's true.
Big difference than getting on a highway with a lethal weapon.
Right. But a felony is a lot different than a misdemeanor. I know what you're saying as well, because I'm right there with you. But a felony is looked at a lot different than a misdemeanor. So 8 felonies against 1 misdemeanor.
You're saying 1. I still think that I have.
Maybe. I don't know if he's already been in trouble before that already, but second chances are good. That's the point. And he has to have some kind of treatment. That's the big thing. So
Rex may have been driving under the influence. Rex may have been driven.
Right. I mean, if he was on pills, he was definitely under the influence, and he got to the store somehow or another.
Well, like I said, provide the evidence he drove there. I'm not saying that he didn't do it. He has no convictions of that. So we're going to talk about convictions because a lot of people have done things they shouldn't do that they never got arrested for.
Right. And the DUI, driving under the influence, man, do not do that. And so now he has to pay for his actions. And I think Kentucky gets rid of him.
I don't think that there's a strong enough case about results of what he did to, like if it was Vince Morrow, which of course it wouldn't be because he just wouldn't do it. But if it had been him, then you'd be going like, he did this and this and this and this and this and this and all these big positives, and he screwed up one weekend.
Yeah.
But
yeah, especially if he has a prior offense for the same thing. And that spells problem.
Yeah, I wish I could remember who had reported that it was more than a first offense. I do not know. Anyhow, that'll be a stay tuned.
Yeah.
For more details, because we don't know. Just like stay tuned to see what our final roster is going to look like in basketball. Stay tuned to see if Kentucky baseball makes the NCAA tournament. They had a glorious opportunity this weekend, and they lost their series to Florida. And I'll tell you, there's a couple of calls that were just. There was definitely a strike call that would have made all the difference in the world, and even it was called wrong. Kentucky got the bad end of that deal. We'll find out. According to all the little prognosticators, Kentucky is part of the first 4 teams out of the NCAA baseball World Series. Meanwhile, the softball team, they have finished up with a nice big bang. Ended up with the number 6 seed for the SEC tournament. That starts on Wednesday. They will be facing off against number 11 seed Georgia. This could make a big impact on how I think they need to get at least semifinals, if not the finals in the SEC tournament, to get a reasonable seed for the College World Series. Yeah. I think they could do well. They've said most of their issues all year were mental lapses, and they've got the talent. They certainly have the bat power.
Yeah.
And I wanted so bad because Rachel Lawson, man, she has just, it's kind of like Craig Skinner. Rachel Lawson has worked her butt off. She's got everything the right way. She's had teams that are competitive year after year after year. And you want her to get over that little hump. I mean, she's made it to the College World Series. That's one thing, but making it to the finals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of hard to get up to that level and maintain that all the time. Beyond that, tennis teams kind of flamed out this past weekend. Oops. Oopsie. Great seasons. I wouldn't want to diminish that at all. Probably some of the most consistent play that they've had historically. I mean, other than a year here or a year there. You know, a cicada kind of occurrence. But again, the tennis programs are becoming more consistent and they're staying up there. And this all goes back to Mitch Barnhart. He's had a couple of whiffs. Okay, yeah, Billie Jean, not a great move.
Yeah.
Joker, nah. Beyond that, the man's done pretty good.
Yeah.
And Coach O seemed happy to see him.
Saw that.
It's like, Mitch. Who calls him Mitch, you know?
I mean, you like to see those things. I mean,
well, yeah, it's everybody. Oh, we're all a family, and everybody. No, it's not like that everywhere else.
Right.
Well, you want to complain about my desk, do you? Yeah. My desk doesn't bark. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
I want to see you take care of that in the audio. I know you will, but
some things you can't. Some things
you need to leave that in. I think it needs to stay in just because Jay doesn't do everything perfect on his end for the sound either. He has a barking dog.
Yeah, I don't. I never said I did, but
you insinuate that you do.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's Monday night. We're almost 12 hours from our normal time. Here you're going back to work.
Maybe. I mean, I am, but I still gotta jump through loops. So
my daughter may be going back to work too.
That's good.
And
Tim Tebow might be going back to work.
Well, I guess I already know next week's episode title. It'd be something Mark Stoops said for a good 4 year solid almost ever, like 20 times. Every press conference, we're just going to get back to work. Back to
Back
work.
to work.
Back to work. The really cool thing is that my daughter's job is going, assuming that her background check comes back clean. Okay. I think one time she went in the exit door at Walgreens instead of the entrance.
Uh-oh.
Not sure if that's going to show, but that's probably, I mean, seriously, that's how, what a goody two shoes my daughter is. That could be like the worst thing that they could find on her was walking in the exit door of a store that has two clearly marked entrance and exit doors. If you only want to exit, then you shouldn't have a little thing that lets the door open when you walk in, you know.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Anyway, where she had her interview Sunday a week ago, I stopped by my local Kroger, went to the deli to get some fried chicken after church. Because their chicken is good and it's cheaper than the chicken places. You can get your little bucket or your little box or whatever. Take it home. It's great. Got my own sides. Well, the deli manager, who I've known for probably close to 10 years anyway, I've known him for over 10 years, was also the manager for my ex-husband who worked there until his death in 2012. And he's known Emily since she was itty bitty. And I was like, well, good to see you, man. Guess who applied to work at Kroger? He went, my sweet Emily. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, oh man, I wonder if she'd want to work in the deli and the bakery. I need help.
Right.
And I said, I don't know, what shifts do you have? He said, she probably won't want to work for me because I want nights and weekends. And my eyes went, because with my daughter's son and his medical issues and all his cajillion doctor's appointments, which are in the daytime, she was hoping to find a job that she could work primarily on nights and weekends.
Right.
He goes, are you being truthful? And he said, you just like, gonna build my hopes up and then, and I'm like, no, that's really what she wants. He said, I'll get that application pulled. You better believe it. So sure enough, they called her in and she went in. I guess Saturday. She went in Saturday to have her interview with him. And he gave her this little thing in place on the website, log in where you do your orientation stuff. And they actually put on your first paycheck, they pay you for the time you spend doing that.
Yeah.
I don't think if she wasn't getting hired, they would have given her that.
Yeah.
And the other great thing, after working at Walmart for 3 years and all the big, gigantic raises they gave her for her outstanding work, she had the reviews from from her supervisor, performance reviews. Nothing against her. She's going to start at Kroger for a mere 17 cents less an hour.
Wow. Blessings.
Exactly. Plus, she likes to cook now. She hated cooking when she first applied for Kroger 3 years ago. But now she hates cashiering. So,
Yeah. Walmart to do that to you.
yeah, because I said I don't really think she hates cashiering. I think she hates cashiering at Walmart.
Yeah.
But they've said they want to train her in several areas at Kroger. So that's like, yay. So we'll keep, like I said, next week, back to work. That sounds like a great episode title. Maybe we'll have more things that are back to work. Maybe we'll have more known pieces to the UK basketball puzzle.
We will.
Still nothing from Keon Brooks.
Still nothing from Keon. Some decisions going to be made, though, this weekend. So
it kind of got to have to be. I mean, you're kind of running out of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why you're taking it down to the last minute, I don't know. I still tend to think that the death of Terrence Clark will have some impact one way or another on decisions being made.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the way we would expect that impact to occur, but I really do believe there is an impact.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else.
Me neither. Take it on the chin. Episode 65. Check us out.
I could get one more gripe in.
No. Save it for next week.
I might forget it. Okay. So JD would appreciate this one. I think he might even agree. Or maybe he does this and he won't agree. We're talking about on Facebook how we cannot stand the people that post their pictures and then like them immediately.
Hate that.
The fact that you posted it already suggests that you like it.
Right.
We don't need any more.
Right.
But here's the thing this is my latest, just gets on my last nerve. It's the people that will, and there's the tattle tagging, which I don't like the tattle tagging either. But this is one, rather than trying to get somebody in trouble, this is you just trying to draw attention to yourself when you take any situation, hey, look, it's me, and then tag a famous person.
Yeah.
With the most ridiculous thing, and not just do it one thing that was kind of like, looky here. I went to the bathroom, and then you hear about some famous person talked about something that happened in the bathroom, and you tag them. If they want to give you attention, they'll find your tweets. You don't need to tag them in. Every person that has a blue check mark does not need to be tagged in your tweets. That's all I'm saying. Do you understand what I'm saying on that?
Yeah.
Haven't you seen people do that?
Yeah. Yeah. Reaching.
Look at me.
Right.
Look. Like Beetlejuice, trying to get them to say his name so he can get after
Right.
Look, flaming neon sign. Come on, give me attention. Please give me attention. Get over it, man. If you were that likable, you'd be getting the attention without the little flaming neon signs pointing at you.
Right.
Now I feel much better. I got that off my chest. It's been bugging me.
Okay.
Haven't been bugging you, apparently.
No, not much.
It should bug you. Anyway, what's this week? Well, I'll be out a couple of places this week. I've got plans for that. And rest assured, Jay will be out a few places this week.
Yeah.
And wherever we go and whatever we do,
we're always rocking Kentucky Blue.
Thanks for listening to the Rockin' Kentucky Blue podcast. You can find us on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Spotify, Radio Public, or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to stop by and leave us a rating and review. And tune in next time for another episode of Rockin' Kentucky Blue.